How would you like it if just one small shift in your morning could boost your energy, deepen your focus, and improve your long-term health? Does that sound like a good plan? All you need is 2 minutes each morning for yourself, and you really just might start feeling like yourself again. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kia Baker, and I know what it's like to be frustrated and drained by your health. Even though I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose you or to treat you or anything like that, or to cure any illness. But by the end of this session, you will know how to build a strong wellness foundation in just 2 minutes a day. You will know how to stock your medicine, your natural medicine cabinet for free. And you will have a clear, simple plan of action to help you feel your best again. So my part here should just take about 30 minutes or so. How does that sound? All right, so before we get started, just grab a pen and paper and even go ahead and make a note in the chat. But I do want you to write it down on the paper too, because we're going to come back to this in a little bit and you're going to need this. But I want you to just write down the top health challenges that you're dealing with. And if you saw the graphic in the group a little bit earlier, you might be, think of things like sleep or digestion, immunity, stress, aches, metabolism, skin, memory, focus. I mean, the list really can go on, but just go ahead and jot those things down. What is it that you would like to make some changes in? What do you want more of? What do you want less of? And then, like I said, go ahead and write it in the comments. Even if you're not on live, put it in the comments, because it can just help us to tailor when we're looking for solutions. It'll help us to tailor if we know what they are. So did you write down all of them? Don't feel bad if you did, because these are the top things that we all struggle with. And if it's not today bothering you, it'll be tomorrow or the next day. It's just these are the things we all face. So how would you like it if by the end of this session, you had the solutions to target those problems? All right. Would that be helpful to you? And that's why I wanted you to write them down, because we're going to come back to it and you'll be able to write down solutions beside of those concerns. So let me take you back for just a minute to how it was before everything changed for me. I dealt with exhaustion, bloating, heartburn, skin flare-ups, pain and tension every single day. I had sleepless nights. There were days when literally I felt like this, like I can't even make myself stand upright. And this was every day. Every doctor visit ended the same. Procedure went good. Everything looks great. Your blood work's normal. That's normal for your age. But it didn't feel normal to me. I didn't like that. And it's pretty frustrating. Have you ever had doctors tell you that? It's very frustrating when you don't get answers. Well, things started to change for me when I discovered some simple natural solutions. That was almost a decade ago, and I'm still using those same solutions today. I'm almost 60, my husband is 66, and neither one of us need to take any medications. We're able to use these natural solutions. According to our insurance agents, he said that's not normal. He was surprised that we did not need him to look up medications to see if our plan covered it. There's a quote that I saw one time, and it really kind of hit me. It's something I think we all need to think about. It said the heart attack at 50 began at 20. The Alzheimer's at 70 started at 40. The loss of independence at 80 began at 30. The aging you want tomorrow begins with the choices you make today. That's a little overwhelming, isn't it? To have the health and the life that we want tomorrow, we need to take action today. Does that feel like, have you ever felt like, I don't have the time or the money to invest in that today? And if that's the way you feel, it's okay. You're not alone. A lot of people feel the same way. But how would you feel if I told you that one simple choice, one change you make in the morning could transform your health, your mindset, and your life? Now, I'm not talking about completely transformation overnight. We're talking about starting with one thing that gets us going in the right direction. And believe it or not, I'm talking about your morning routine. Your morning is your foundation. If you win your morning, you're setting the tone to win the rest of the day. And think about it, if you win enough mornings, doesn't it make sense you're going to win your life? Robin Sharma. Well, before I even say that, I want you to think about this. Just think about your morning. Are you waking up and you're scrolling on your phone before you even get out of bed? Are you diving straight into emails and you're solving everybody else's problems before you even think about taking a moment for yourself? Maybe you're rushing out the door and you are already behind before your day gets started. Does that sound familiar? Robin Sharma said, if you own your morning, you elevate your life. And if you think about it, how can you have energy, focus, and purpose during your day if you are running on empty? The health challenges that we're facing today, they didn't show up overnight. We know that, right? We just mentioned that, but we know that. They started with choices that we made years ago, with our lifestyle choices, with the foods we ate or didn't eat. I would think it's safe to say, since you're watching this video, that you are interested in your health. And you may already have started making some of those changes. I'm sure many of you have started exercising, you prioritize sleep, you have started learning how to manage your stress and anxious feelings. And maybe if you're still struggling in those areas, we're going to talk about a few solutions here in just a little bit. So hang on, because you'll love being able to find out what those are. But hopefully you've gotten rid of some bad habits that have damaged your health, and maybe you're even eating healthier now. You're doing less processed foods, less sugary stuff, and choosing more whole foods, fruits and vegetables. Many people have been able to replace, I think I put my paper on backwards. Hold on just 1 second, please. Yes, I did. I actually stapled my paper backwards. Okay, so, but have you noticed that even when you try to eat healthy, you might still feel like you're running on empty? There's 3 reasons why that could be the case. And first of all, the food industry, they just provide ultra-processed, cheap, addictive, nutrient-poor foods that make up over 60% of an American's diet. Is that you? Are you into that group? You know, we don't really need to go into details about food. We all recognize it. All of the synthetic and artificial things that are put in and things like that. Now, modern farming is a second problem. They drain the soil of essential nutrients. For example, today, the oranges we have today contain 1/8 of the vitamin C that an orange 50 years ago had. I mean, think about how crazy that is. To get the same amount of vitamin C from an orange 50 years ago, you'd have to eat 8 oranges today. Like, that just blows my mind. And then we also have long supply chains. So by the time the food even reaches your plate, much of the nutrition has already left. For instance, spinach, 90% of the vitamin C in spinach is gone in 24 hours from when it was picked. And then if you think about all of the products that they pick way too early, they never even have a chance to develop the nutrients. These 3 reasons alone show why adding concentrated whole food-based supplements, it's not just a good idea anymore, it's actually essential if we want to have good health. Now, in just 2 minutes a day, you can give your body the nutrients that it's really missing with pure, not synthetic, potent supplements that are tested not only for quality and safety, but they're tested for results. Have you ever taken a supplement like for a month or a couple months and you didn't notice anything? I have. It is frustrating. It's like, why bother? People tell me, you need to start taking a daily vitamin. I'm like, I have. That doesn't do a thing for me. We want results, don't we? So in just 2 minutes a day, I already said that, in just 2 minutes a day, we're going to start with this routine. So first of all, VMG. This stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. It's a go-to superfood blend for energy, for mood, for immunity. It has over 90 ingredients in it. And clinical trials show that we absorb it 4 to 6 times better than other supplements. And first I thought, that doesn't really sound like a lot, but think of it this way. If you fill your tank of gas, if you fill your car with a tank of gas and you could go 100 miles on that tank, 4 to 6 times more means now you can go 400 to 600 miles on a tank of gas. That's what VMG does for us. The clinical trials also showed that it stays in the system for over 8 hours. So that means it's there, it's in your bloodstream. Your body has continued access to pull from it whenever it needs it. And that means no more expensive pee. We don't just take these vitamins that cost so much money and then they're out in the toilet because our body couldn't even absorb them. My paper backwards, I'm sorry, it's really messing with me here. Going to get me again when I got to go back one more time. All right, so have you ever felt like you can't focus, your brain is foggy, feel like your mornings are just in slow motion and you can't think clear at all? Well, E Omega Plus, it helps to bring back that sharp clarity. A few days after I started taking it, I was easily remembering 8-digit numbers. Even just glancing at the number and then writing it down, I'd look back and I'm like, whoa, I got it. And normally I would have to look 3 or 4 times because I was still getting it wrong. And I remember that. It was 3 days later because I remember going and saying something to my husband about it. I was just blown away. He said, yeah, I've been feeling really good since I've been taking these supplements too. So the E-Omega is a special blend of high quality omega-3s, and it has wild orange essential oil. It supports the brain, your skin, your heart. It supports your joints. So if you need a little more flexibility, you might need some omegas. This also contains 900 milligrams of omega-3s per serving. And the only reason I'm mentioning it is most supplements, fish oil supplements, only contain 300 milligrams per serving. So that's a pretty good difference in the amount. Clinical studies show significant improvements in focus, in memory, heart rate, and blood pressure. And I think some of you will probably say the best part all is it doesn't taste fishy. So if you just open your bottle and smell it, there is no fishy taste. Your fish oil supplement should not taste or smell fishy. If it does, it has gone rancid. So I actually had this in my mouth one day, and I was trying to get my water ready, and I accidentally popped it, and I'm like, oh no, but I'm like, oh, it's okay. It didn't taste like fish. It tasted like orange. And a lot of moms are actually giving it to their kids, and they just chew them up like gummies. Now, a lot more goes on in your gut than just digesting your food. Did you know that 80% of your immune system lives in your gut? Many hormones and transmitters like neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA are actually produced in your gut. That's why it's called the second brain. It has a lot of control over your overall health, over your mood, your anxious feelings, your ability to cope with those things. And if you think about it, I think it's safe to say that if you have a lot of health problems, you probably have an unhealthy gut. If you have a lot of anxious feelings, you probably have some gut troubles too. And if you don't, you might want to address the gut and give it some support, and you might find that other things start to correct themselves because the root cause was really your gut and you just didn't realize it. Now, how do we fix an unhealthy gut? Well, this is all about, even not fixing, but just keeping it healthy. This is all about the right amount and the right balance of microbiome. That means the good and bad bacteria that lives in there. PB Restore, this probiotic supplement is like planting a garden in your gut. It has prebiotics which fertilize the soil so that the seeds can grow. The probiotics are the seeds. They are the live cultures that do their work. It has postbiotics. Now, this is the harvest that we get from having the probiotics. It helps to produce enzymes and things like this that help digest the food, reduce inflammation, and just restore overall gut health. And we have phages. I've never heard of phages before, but phages are like gardeners that pull weeds. They go through and they target the bad bacteria to weed them out of your gut. And this is a really unique delivery system. This is a capsule. Let me see if I can even help you to see the capsule. Can't even hold the capsule, but it is a dual chamber. So you can see there's like a liquid in there, and then there's the green. It's a dual chamber, and the outside coating dissolves in the stomach. And then the probiotics and stuff, they don't dissolve until they get into the intestines, which is where we want them to be delivered. If they are released in the stomach, like most probiotic supplements are, the stomach acid actually kills it. And they never even get to reach the intestines. And it could be a reason why if you take a probiotic and you feel like, didn't do anything for me, that's because they never got to where they needed to be in the first place. So when you think about your digestion, your immunity, energy, your focus, and mental health, can you see how PB Restore might make a difference for you? Now, the final piece of our 2-minute health boost is peppermint essential oil. This has a lot of benefits. This peppermint oil has a lot of benefits, like cooling the body. So it doesn't matter if you're not feeling well or if you're at that age where you just start getting warm all the time. You could even just be out in the sun. Some peppermint oil in the back of your neck helps to cool you down. It's great for opening your airways, for soothing your stomach. There's all kinds of things that peppermint will support you with. But for the purpose of our 2-minute health boost and what we're talking about, our morning routine, peppermint is very refreshing and energizing. I always sold out on peppermint. When I would do have a table at be a vendor at some show, people would come by and they're tired and I'd give them a drop of peppermint. They always came back later and bought a bottle. And I sold out of peppermint. I think I did at every vendor event I ever did. Peppermint also is going to help just sharpen your mind and help you get clear. Just one drop. And this is all we're talking about doing. Taking one drop, putting it in your hand, and see it there, and then just breathing it in from the palm of your hands. It just opens your airways, and then you can rub it on the back of your neck as well. I remember one day, this is exactly what I did. I got off work, totally wiped out, and we were going to go buy a cell phone, and I did this. I walked over to the sales clerk, and he said, "What's that smell? Does that help with being alert?" He said, "Because as soon as I smelled it, I just felt my mind clear." Oh, like, it was immediate. That's how fast it works. So what a way to start your day, right? Focus and energize, and that is a whole lot better than dragging your butt out the door, wouldn't you say? Have you ever used herbs for your health, or made up teas from different herbs, made your own capsules? If you have, you recognize that plants are medicine, that they are really good for you, and you will be happy to know that essential oils are 50 to 70% more powerful than herbs. They are a lot easier to use. Did you see how I did that with peppermint? Just put it on my hand and breathe it and put it on my neck. I didn't have to make some tea and let it steep, and I didn't have to do none of that. So the essential oils, they help your body at a cellular level, so they're not just masking symptoms, they're actually getting to the root cause. So peppermint and all of doTERRA's oils meet their CPTG standard. That means certified pure tested grade. It's a standard that ensures unmatched purity and potency. You can be sure that every bottle is going to have the same effect that the last one did. It's not like sometimes when you buy a bottle of essential oil from other brands and it's like, it worked last time, it's not working this time. That is not the case with doTERRA. They make sure that it meets the standards of what peppermint is and what peppermint is supposed to be. In independent testing, 80% of essential oils on the market were found to be contaminated or adulterated. 80%. Of the few that passed the test, doTERRA was one of just 3 companies that were found to be 100% pure across the board with every single oil that was tested. And that's why I choose doTERRA. I am not afraid to use it with my family, and I am not afraid to share them with you either. Okay, so we have talked about supplements and how they set the tone for our day, how they are the foundation of our morning and of our health. All right, but sometimes we need help with something right now. We need to target an issue. Those things that you wrote down a little bit earlier, now is when we want you to get that paper back out. You know, because you've got the aches, your head aches, or you can't get enough air, or your kid wakes up in the night and his ear's bothering him, or their stomach is hurting. When things like this happen, this is when you want essential oils. They are your targeted solution. So look back at your paper now Think of the things that you want to improve. And as I go over these different essential oils, I want you to jot them down, which oil targets the health concern that you want to make changes on. Okay? And if you are watching this video and you use an oil I talk about and you have a good experience, put it in the comments for us, because that way people who come along later will be able to see your comments as well and see and hear your experience. So, all right, so the first one we're going to talk about is digestion. Now this one calms the digestive tract. It is good for anything digestive related. You love your favorite food, but it doesn't love you back. Now you have some occasional nausea, heartburn, or indigestion. Your belly puffs up like you got a basketball in there. The other night, a friend of mine texted and said, my wife cannot stay out of the bathroom. You know, like, what can she use? And I suggested digestion. The next morning, I got a text from her saying, thank you so much, Kia. I had no idea it was going to help me with that. And don't forget your babies too. Digestion is a great oil. You just want to mix it with a carrier oil, maybe like fractionated coconut oil or something like that. But when their bellies are gassy and they're crying and hurting, digestion is such a soothing oil for the digestive system. 10, 15 seconds, your baby is going to be feeling a whole lot better. And so will you. Now, frankincense is an all-time favorite oil. It's called the King of Kings. And I'm sorry, it's not the King of Kings. It's called the King of Oils because it works for every body system. I love it mixed with fractionated coconut oil. I just have it in a roller bottle like this, and then I can just like roll it around my eyes and different areas of my face. I love it because it helps to smooth out those fine lines and the wrinkles. This was years ago, so but a friend of mine I had not seen in 3 years, she said to my husband, she goes, how can your wife look so much younger when her hair has turned gray since the last time we saw her? And frankincense was the only thing I had started putting on my face. So yeah, you can be sure that I kept up with frankincense after that. But it's really, it's an oil, like if you have trouble remembering and focusing, you're going to love frankincense. It's the perfect oil for brain health, for cellular health, keeping those cells healthy, producing normally, and it's excellent for that. So if you can only have one oil, I would say make it frankincense. Now lemon, this one is really good. Have you ever had any like greasy, gluey gunk that you can't get off of something? Put a drop of lemon oil on a cloth and rub it, and you will really be surprised. It just kind of dissolves that stuff. And we had something we were trying to scrape off of metal, and we couldn't even scrape it off. And you don't always want to do that. You don't want to scratch a surface, but the lemon oil took it off. It was really amazing how well it worked. Has a lot of cleansing power. You can take some vinegar, water, and 10, 20 drops of lemon oil and make an all-purpose cleaner. That, look at the toxins you won't be having to breathe in from the store-bought commercial ones. It also cleanses our body. So just putting it in some water. Now, this is where you want to make sure you have glass or stainless steel. If you're putting a citrus oil in a container to drink, you don't want to put it in plastic. Definitely not styrofoam. I made that mistake. My finger went right through the styrofoam cup. But it cleans us out internally. It helps. It's gentle detoxing. It helps to remove, grabs those toxins and moves them out. And yes, our oils can be used internally. So if you see this label on the back, that's a supplement label. That means the FDA says that it recognizes it as safe for internal use. Now, how often do you fight cravings for sugar and food? You're just hungry all the time, or maybe you're losing your energy by the time the afternoon comes. My friend Sunday recently said this to me. That oil, MetaPower, is a miracle from God himself. 3 weeks on MetaPower and I'm down 7 pounds. I have no hunger and no cravings. That was pretty exciting results, isn't it? This blend supports metabolism, and it helps support healthy glucose levels. And that means it keeps your energy sustained on a flat level through the day, no ups and downs. Copaiba is a very, very versatile oil. This has been called poor man's frankincense because it provides a lot of the same benefits. Actually, it is frankincense does this too, but if you apply it with your other oils, it helps drive them in and make them even more effective. But I think it shines when it comes to calming the nervous system and soothing discomfort. I shared this oil with a patient when I was working at the dentist's office. She came walking in like hunched over and like she could barely stand because she hurt so bad her knees. She needed a double knee replacement. Gave her some copaiba, and she told me that 5 minutes after she applied it, she realized that her knees were not bothering her. And she said, I walked into work like a normal person the next day. So can you think of times when you wish you had copaiba? Lavender is all things calming. This is one most people are familiar with when it comes to essential oils. I remember being on an airplane and the baby behind us was crying and crying and crying. The parents were so stressed out. I was getting stressed out. I think everybody was. It just was relentless. And finally, I don't know if I thought about it or got the nerve. I don't know. But I handed my bottle of lavender to the mom, and I just suggested that she put some here where she was, holding her baby. A few minutes later, like literally within 5 minutes, it was quiet. And I peeked back, and mom and baby were both sleeping. It is a wonderful oil to calm and just relax those stressful feelings. Lavender is a family favorite. It's one you want to hang on to and always have around. It keeps the bugs away. It soothes your skin when you have different irritations. If you've been in the sun too long and your skin is bothering you. It even calms itchy bug bites in case you forgot to use it to keep the bugs away. So lavender would be my second recommendation to never be without. Never be without lavender. It's one that works for just about everything. Now deep blue, this tends to be our guy's favorite. Let me get turned around here for you. Deep blue. So you think about our guys, they work hard, don't they? They work out hard too. But they come home from work or from the gym and their muscles are tight and sore. They have achy shoulders. Their back is killing them. Maybe their head. And then think about flexibility. If you're thinking, what's that? Then that would be something where deep blue is going to help you just loosen and ease discomfort. So if something hurts, that's the oil that you're going to want to have. Tea tree is a powerful cleanser. This is another one that you could use to make a homemade cleaner. I would think it'd be an excellent one for spraying your shower floors to make sure your feet stay healthy. And if you do have problems with your feet, like your toenails might be yellow or between your toes is irritated, tea tree mixed with a carrier oil, this would be a really good oil to help promote good skin, healthy skin for your feet. And if you already have this, and you might be, for those of you who bought your oils a very long time ago, it might be called, it's called Melaleuca, but they changed the name at some point. So tea tree and Melaleuca are the same thing. But this one is also one that teenagers or young people might want to use for if they would like to have a clear complexion. One day I gave a sample to somebody and she had just different blemishes. So she used it, just spot treatment. And she said her husband came home. He had been out of town. And the very first thing he said to her was, your complexion looks great. On Guard. You ever feel like if it's going around, you're going to get it? Or maybe you're afraid to go out and be around people because you don't want to get it and bring it home? On Guard is our protective blend. Think of it as protecting you against threats to your health. If you miss a lot of work, kids miss a lot of school because they don't feel well, just diffusing it 15 minutes a day can strengthen your immune system. Put a drop on the bottoms of your feet morning and night. That's another way to just continually be strengthening your immune system. And you just might find you'll be getting perfect attendance. We have somebody on our team, her son started using it, missed school all the time. And she said once she started using On Guard the following year, he got an award for perfect attendance. Now, I'm sure this hasn't happened to many of you, but maybe some of you. Have you ever had trouble falling asleep or staying asleep or getting back to sleep? Sometimes, it's really hard to turn those feelings, the thoughts, and just get your brain to just stop thinking. And what about the kids? You have to fight them every night trying to get them ready for bed to just be willing to go. Well, our Serenity Restful Blend, this is one that you might want to start diffusing it 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, or maybe right after their bath and they got a little bit of time before bed. It's going to help slow down the mind and relax the mind and get the body relaxed, and it makes you in a better place, ready to go to bed. And then when you get in there to bed, put a drop on the bottoms of your feet, or you could put it on the spine if you're putting it on your kids or something, and just roll it or rub it up and down the spine. It's just a nice way to just give a little more help to just calm that body down and calm the mind down. And why don't you try that for a bit and see if you don't start waking up feeling a little more relaxed, feeling refreshed, more refreshed. Now, Breathe was the first oil that I had a real experience with. I would often just stop breathing at night, right? And when I woke up, my head was just all stuffy and achy. And when I started diffusing it, just within a couple of nights, I was breathing very well. I was sleeping through the night. I felt good when I woke up. I know that my husband was sleeping better too, because it didn't sound like a chainsaw running in the bed next to me. But Breathe is one that you're going to use not just for that, but also when your nose and your sinuses and your lungs and things are just clogged up and you're not getting enough air. This is a really good oil to just open up the airways. You can breathe it right from the bottle or from your hands, like I showed you with the peppermint. Put some in the diffuser. You can put a dab here under your nose, or just rub a drop or two on your chest. Just open up those airways and help you feel better in that way. And last but definitely not least, we have adaptive. All right. How many times a day or how many situations do you find yourself in where you have to deal with stressful, anxious feelings? Probably like the sleep. Not many of you deal with that, right? You feel overwhelmed, or you feel like you're going to lose control. Well, with adaptive, you won't have to feel like that as long as you never leave home without it. It's like your, what is that? The American Express credit card? Just never leave home without it. And I remember one time at work, I was in a very overwhelmed situation. I was shaky inside and I did not know how to handle what I was having to do. And I'm like, breathe your adaptive. So I put some on, I was breathing it, put it on my wrist. And in a short while, I was like, same situations there, but I felt like I got this, I can do this. So, are you one who feels like you need all of them? You probably do. Like, if not today, you're going to need it tomorrow. And believe me, it's priceless to have these solutions at your hands right when you need them. So, do you remember at the beginning, I told you that by the end of this presentation, you're going to know how to have a natural medicine cabinet for free? Are you ready to find that out now, how to do that? Well, we're almost there. But first, I want you to think about this. Just pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would it feel like if I woke up energized every day? How would your relationships with your family improve if you had full energy and focus? What could you accomplish at work, or what could the kids accomplish at school if their minds were clear and focused and it just felt good? What does the healthiest, happiest version of you look like? How would that person feel, and what would you be able to accomplish? You can start creating that version of yourself in just the 2 minutes a day. So the 2-minute health boost that we have been talking about, it's as simple as rip open your VMG, put it in some water and mix it up, and then sip it with your 2 supplements. And then drip a drop of peppermint, breathe it, and put it on your neck. Rip, sip, and drip. It protects your heart, your brain, your gut. It activates your feel-good hormones and energizes you throughout the day. It'll be the best 2 minutes of your day. You can do that, right? You got 2 minutes for yourself. So when you order your kit today, you're going to receive your VMG, your Omegas, your PB Restore, and you're also going to get a shaker bottle, which I did not bring in here, but a shaker bottle to mix it up in, and a free bottle of peppermint oil. And you're also going to have access to the 4-week win program. Now, this program is designed to help you establish your morning routine, increase productivity and efficiency, to develop a nighttime routine for restful sleep, and also to help you overcome bad habits by replacing them with positive ones. For 20 days, you're going to receive an audio to encourage and guide you as you solidify these habits. So this program is designed to help you unlock your full potential and really create the life that you're wanting. And the best part of the 4-week win program, it's $297, but you're going to get it absolutely free with this when you purchase your 2-minute health boost. But that's not all. At the beginning, remember, I said you're going to know how to build a strong wellness foundation, which we showed you. You're going to be making healthy lifestyle choices. You're going to get the nutrients that you need to fuel your cells and support your brain and gut health, and developing an exercise routine. We said that you will see how to have a clear, simple plan of action to help you feel your best again. Open your VMG, sip it with your supplements, drip peppermint in your hands, and listen to the 4-week win audio. This is going to get your day started off on the right foot. Okay, so now let's see how you can stock that natural medicine cabinet for free. Now, each month that you order these 2-minute boost products on the rewards program, you will receive one of these free bottles of oil that we've been talking about. As you continue using your supplements, by the end of the year, you will have a complete 13-bottle essential oil kit. It did not cost you anything extra. It's a $125 value that you will get for free. And remember all those health concerns that we had to write down at the beginning? They're all supported here with these oils. So with this collection, you'll actually be able to target 80% of the health concerns that your family faces. So that's just one of the benefits of the rewards program. You can also get free shipping, which saves you $7 each month, but that will start with today's order. 10 to 30% back on your purchases, and these points you can use for free products. And you will get an exclusive sample pack that is available only to Wellness Rewards members. So that's an additional $167 in value on top of what we already talked about with the 4-week win program. So how easy are we making it for you to be healthy? Everything is bundled into this one system. So again, you purchase the Foundational Wellness Bundle, that's what it's called, and you get the 5-milliliter peppermint, glass shaker bottle, the 4-week win program, a sample pack, free shipping, a free essential oil every month, and you get to earn 10 to 30% back in points. Now those points over the course of the year add up to more than $250 of more free products for you. When you stay consistent, this added value throughout the year totals over $600. And all you're doing is supporting your health month by month. This monthly investment for you, for the Foundational Wellness Bundle, it's just $149.50. But there's no contract, there's no obligation. You're in control for how long you want to continue taking it. But the best part is going to be how you feel. More energized, more rested, clear-headed. You're going to feel like yourself again. People stay on the rewards program when they actually use the products, and they notice a difference in how they feel. I started seeing changes within 3 days, and you might too. But we're all unique, so maybe it'll take you a little bit longer to start really seeing changes. Sometimes changes happen inside and we're not actually aware of them because we're not noticing them externally. But remember, we did not get into our unhealthy state overnight, and we do not go back to being healthy overnight. It does take time. I really would suggest giving it a good 3 months to let your body have time to renew itself. It takes 120 days actually for some of our cells to be completely renewed. So if you're giving it good nutrition and giving it what it needs, those cells that are being renewed are going to be the healthiest version of what they can be. So, are you guys ready to start your morning routine? Perfect. So let me show you a few simple ways that you can get started. Now, first of all, you can order individual items. You can mix and match them however you want. However, I want to share a few kits with you because our kits are discounted even below wholesale price. For example, one lady wanted to buy 5 bottles of oils, and when we added up the prices, we realized that for just $20 more, she could get 10 bottles of oil and a diffuser. So see what I mean? So, all right, I'm going to walk you through 3 main options that you would want to take into consideration, considering what we've been talking about. They're all great. The difference is going to be how much support do you want right now. So the first one is called Foundational Wellness Bundle. Now, this is what we've been talking about for this whole video. This is where we start when someone says, I want to support my body daily. I want to build a strong foundation for good health. This one focuses on daily core support, things that are going to help your body function overall. If you're newer and you don't want to think too much about this, this is a great place to start. Now, the second one is called Essential Foundations, and it includes the Foundational Wellness Bundle we just mentioned, but it also adds in that targeted support. Do you remember when we were talking about your health concerns that you want to work on right now? The pain, the sleep, the digestion, your mood, whatever it was that are challenging you. This is the kit that is usually the best one for somebody who wants that daily foundational support, but they also want to have natural solutions right at their hands that they can start tackling the things that we've been talking about, those targeted solutions. That one's the Essential Foundations kit. Now, the third option is for pretty much it's just targeted solutions. So it has, both kits are the same oils. They are just in different sizes. And the reason is just because you might be one person and not going to be using oils as very much, so you need the smaller kit. Or maybe you know you're going to use them all the time, or you have a family that you want to use them on, and so the bigger kit would be a better option for you. Excuse me. So between the two, the big bottle kit, the one that's called Home Essentials, is the absolute best deal when it comes to budget, because you get 3 times the amount of oil as the other one, but it's less than twice the price of the first one. So if you do the math, that's the way to go if it fits into your budget. So this kit, either one of these, the Healthy Start or the Home Essentials, these are your essential oil kits. And if you're not interested or not really wanting that daily foundational support right now, but you do have specific health challenges that you want to target, you want solutions that you can reach for today, then one of those two would be a good option for you. So there is no right or wrong in which kit you choose. It really comes down to, what do you want? Do you want foundational support? Do you want targeted solutions? Or do you want both of them? So once you have a minute to look over the graphic, that'll be here at the end in a minute, reach out to whoever shared this video with you so that they'll be able to help you find the kit that is just right for the goals, your health goals that you have, whatever you're comfortable with your budget. So I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and we look forward to talking to you soon. And if there is someone that came to your mind while you're watching this, or maybe you'll think of them a little bit later and it's like, they need to listen to that video, by all means, share the video with them and then get them connected with the person that shared the video with you.